seas ahead. Ah, this is a life. Ah, Christ, the intro. Last week on Shipwrecked. Ah. Gav choked on a sandwich, DJ Dave crashed a hang glider, and Uncle Brian planted a gift that saw Wilson's sister get served up and go love all in the cave with the island's very own Irish Casanova. Kev threw a message in a bottle about a mile out to sea, and John got punched in the face for telling another shit joke. Brad did fuck all as usual, and the narrator tried to watch the 1965 classic, The Sound of Music, before his, or in this case, my TV got smashed and ruined my afternoon's plans. The young seagull tried to identify as an eagle, but got told that if he/they was going to start that shit around here, then he/they can fuck off. Because unlike the International Olympic Committee, we do not support that shit when it comes to sport, i.e. trying to bring down a hang glider mid-flight. If you want to wear a dress, that's fine, but just not on the sporting. What?
Fuck me.
Oh, get out, John.
Put some clothes on for fuck's
Dirty little pervert.
Some slacks, a shirt, anything. You can have someone's fucking eye out.
Don't stand so close. If that's the case, you sneak around, John. I'm trying to have a little soak and you come creeping in trying to get yourself some eye candy.
Oh, piss off.
Oh, you piss off. You've ruined the moment. Now pass me a towel.
That reminds me, the bloke who represented New Zealand in the women's weightlifting didn't do any good.
Well, why would me standing stark naked remind you of that?
No reason.
Well, whatever your reasons were, I already knew that. He really dropped the ball on this one. Fellas, no, he didn't drop the balls. That's the problem. It's a new rule they passed in 2015 to help non-surgically transitioned athletes crush the dreams of women. Jesus Christ, they're determined.
What kind of agenda is that?
I don't know, mate. No one's game to say.
Oh, Jesus wept.
This week, Kevin spots a strange man in a palm tree, whilst a new bloke called Timmy has previously introduced himself and spent the night having a dirty night in with Wilson's sister. The very tennis ball that our beloved Irish Casanova fell in love with all those moons ago, back in episode 2, when he thought he was Ronan Keating, the Irish. The memories of when it all seemed so secure. Now Gav's on a milk carton, Petra's training dolphins, Brian has to bring in the cows, and James has finally discovered masturbating and hasn't come out of his room in months. Having said that, he has come right through his bedroom, and my God, if Grissom went in there with the CSI lamp, he'd no doubt end up with arc flash in his eyes. There'd be all trouble there, and he'd be blind. Caused by gym wanking. Anyway, the team gets shuffled around, I sincerely hope you enjoy the new layout of the island, and if you don't, you can just about fuck off. We've got no time for negativity here at Shipwrecked. Jesus. On a more positive note, Brad has found a single plank of timber that may or may not have come off a handmade raft of some description, and the men gather around on the beach to check it out.
So do you think she's salvageable?
Oh, look, I don't want to talk about it, John.
Talk about what? I was talking about the raft Brad found.
The plank of wood. Oh my God, you two, if it makes you stop going on about it, okay, it was a rough night. At one point she made me tie myself up with rope. She did things to me that I can't even spell, then she did it again. Look, I really just want to forget it. It was a horrible night. It was horrible.
So, Brad, tell me about this raft.
It's one plank of wood,
give it
John.
a rest.
What do you want to hear? That Wilson's sister raped me like Boggs did to Andy Dufresne in Shawshank Redemption, and now I want revenge? Is that what you want? Is it?
No. I really just want to know about this raft that's washed up on the beach. I've been trying to ask Brad about it for the last fucking 500 hours, and you keep on interrupting. Going on about your awful night with Wilson's sister. Give it a fucking rest, man.
You disgust me sometimes, John Wilson. You're no better than those television news reporters who persist on prodding the fragile victim until they see tears just to boost ratings. You should be ashamed of yourself. Here, Kev, throw Wilson's sister into the ocean.
Well, alright.
I never wish to see her again.
Oh man, why is she so sticky?
Never mind all that. Quickly, don't let it spill. Move out of the way, John.
Fucking, what the fuck is this?
It looks like a massive bird just shat on your face.
Oh, spit it out, John, quick, before you end up pregnant.
I think I'm going to be sick. I think I'm going to be sick.
Oh no, and it's still morning. Lord, why did I have to be so potent? I'm way too young to be a father.
I've got more fingers, knobhead, you knobhead. My head's covered in spunk.
I know it. Mine. Anyway, talk about dodging a bullet. Now, Brad, tell me about this raft you found.
It's a plank of wood, for fuck's sake.
Do you think it might be salvageable?
OMG, John. Give it a fucking rest, mate. So, as John washes his head and hands thoroughly, he now has a grasp of what it must feel like in a sailor's mess, while the seagull alerts Kev to something over yonder, and, just like John, also after having a quick wash, Kev runs off into the distance. Meanwhile, Ivan the cosmonaut crashes another spaceship and comes out of the wreckage holding a alive again. Oh, Jesus. Comes out of the wreckage holding a small pile of vinyl records that survived the crash. The boys are keen to find out why. This should make no sense.
So, when I live in Russia during 80s, my mother was big Miami Vice fan. So she called me DJ, a nickname for actor Don Johnson.
So, what's with the records?
Well, I got teased at school for my mama calling me Johnson. So I take records as cover story. I tell girls, I am famous DJ. I say, I work in discotheque. They say, but you are still at school. I say, don't be fooled by uniform. They say, your mamushka still packs your lunch. I say, only because I spend all night at discotheque and don't have time in morning. They say, must be shit disco there, John Denver albums. I say, I am an eagle living in high places in rocky cathedrals that reach to the sky. I am proud to say I still have my dignity.
And your virginity, I'd say, Tosspot. Anyway, I used to be a DJ working in the school disco scene, scratching records and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, I used to do a bit of that back in the day.
Oh, yeah, wicked, man. Wicked, what was your handle?
What do you mean handle?
Like, you know, your DJ name. Like, I was Gator, back in the CB days and the disco days. And what do people call you?
Well, when you say people, it was only me dad. They were his records I scratched. He called me a little cunt, which I thought was a bit harsh. I mean, I tied him to my hands and feet for a laugh and walked on all fours across his freshly ploughed paddock just to make him think there was an elephant loose in the district.
That's fucking mental, mate. Why would you do that?
And not only that, how did you tie the records by yourself?
Well, that's just one of them questions, isn't it? Like, how did Jesus hammer in the last nail?
I think you'll find he didn't. That was done by the Romans. It'd be impossible to do it himself.
I always thought it was suicide.
Suicide?
FYI, people, for your information, I remember reading about that in the paper.
Reading about what?
The footprints in the paddock lark. This idiot had everyone out looking for an elephant. The whole town was there. Farmers from right across the district lived in fear of having their fields trampled and their livelihoods ruined.
This bloke's hardly the weight of an elephant, though.
All right, weights and measures. Well, lightly trampled, but trampled nonetheless. People were worried sick, and Timmy's dad, I imagine, was quite embarrassed when he came across the 4 records responsible for making the tracks in question.
Oh, so, for me understanding, the elephant was really Don Johnson from Miami.
Well, of course it wasn't John Johnson. It was Tim. You idiot.
Well, how did they find out it was him?
Well, it said it in the article, and I quote, They were still tied to his hands and feet. It goes on, as a witness said, there he was, spray-painted grey and naked with his trunk out for all the townsfolk to see. There were so many questions that never got answered. Yeah, they called a doctor in and diagnosed me as being autistic, and because I'd painted myself and had the vision to make my own elephant-sized feet out of material found around the house, everyone agreed. They all thought I was quite the artiste.
Hang on, didn't you say the doctor said autistic?
Oh, that was just his accent. We all knew what he meant.
Oh, Jesus wept.
So, as Dumbo explains how he caused the townsfolk of a local farming village to come together as one to hunt down an escaped elephant, and how his father came to discover his favourite albums covered in the rich soil that grows the produce he sells to be able to afford the exact albums that his autistic son has just destroyed, Kevin runs back down the beach with some exciting news.
Oh, look out. Oh, look out. Here comes Kev.
Geez, that boy can run. You know they used to farm emus back home.
For slaves?
No, mate, it was for oil mostly. It was a big thing for a while. A few people made a lot of money. A lot of people got in too late and made nothing. In the end, they all got shot.
The way they treat farmers in your country, Brad, it's absolute disgrace. I mean, fancy slaughtering people for having a go, eh? Surely the Geneva Convention has a clause preventing this type of behaviour.
Don't be stupid, John. They're not killing farmers.
Hey, guys. Dudes, you won't believe what I just saw.
Whoa, one moment, Chicken Man Kiev. Brad? Are you talking about birds?
Whoa. Sounds like I've come back just in time.
Yes, mate, the emus. They shot the lot. They said they had no more use for them.
What the fuck? They did what?
They shot all the emus. They had way too many, so they got rid of the lot. Now, what was it you saw, Kev?
What? Where was this? 1940s Germany? Fuck, I'll catch you guys later.
What's up with Kev? Kevin! Kevin!
Timing, that's all. A classic case of bad timing.
Well, his timing looks fine to me, John. He'd be falling over if he had it wrong, see? Left foot first, followed by the right, arms both swinging. He's got it down pat.
No, you knobhead. The timing in which he turned up at our conversation. The poor guy's just heard all about the slaughter of his kin. Hey, I imagine it would be a fair load to bear.
Maybe you should have given him legs of donkey.
Well, funny you should say that, Ivan. Apparently, that was Jimmy's first option in episode 8, but Kevin knocked them back.
Yes, John's right. James did give him that option off camera. I heard him. Somehow he's found out that I had contacts in El Paso, and I could have made it happen, but Kev knocked it back, saying that it'd probably make him look like a complete ass.
You don't have any contacts in El Paso, Noddy.
What the fuck would you know about what contact I may or may not have? You haven't lived in my skin, John. You wouldn't have a clue about what I've been through or where I've been. For your information, I was in Mexico on holidays with a friend of mine called Marty back in 1959. In fact, it was the worst trip of my life. There we were, me and Robbo. Out in the West Texas town of El Paso, he fell in love with a Mexican girl. Nighttime would find me in Rose's Cantina, where I asked if I could give his bird a whirl. Blacker than night were the eyes of old Marty. Angry he punched me, my legs went, I fell. His love was deep for that Mexican maiden. She's just a Mexican slut, I did yell. Oh, God. Well, he wasn't too pleased, and I got beat up by a few of the locals who took offense to my tequila-fueled outburst, and Marty left me there, and I had to make my own way home. It was terrible, but I met up with an old Mexican donkey leg trader whilst hitchhiking, and he drove me to the airport. I've still got his business card, and I told Jim that story once, and he mentioned this to Ron, and Ron looked Jim straight in the eye, and he said, I'll never be your beast of burden, meaning the donkey. My back is broad, but it's a hurtin'. Alls I want is for you to make love to me. He's talking strictly about a donkey in this song, not about... Hey, look, John, there's a Keith Richards-inspired headband. Oh, Jesus. Now, I know all this sounds a bit weird. I know it sounds a bit weird at the end there, but let's not forget he just had his leg bitten off, so a wise, or more likely confused and a little bit embarrassed Jimmy Poodle just ignored his advances. I suggested that Jim should offer an emu leg, and that's the one he went with. It was completely his choice.
Well, maybe someone should catch up with him and explain that he came in halfway through a bigger conversation than the end bit that he happened to hear.
Yeah, well, good luck catching up with him.
You'll just have to wait until he turns around or circles the island. He's like Forrest Gump, that lad.
I used to go to school with Forrest Gump.
You mean Tom Hanks? No, the DVD. I took it with me in the hope that it was played in class so I could use it to make eye contact with the girl I fancied and at the same time lip sync the words, "I love you, Jenny," to her, because her name was Jenny, and then we could possibly run off together, but I was young and it probably just sounds stupid now.
No, mate, no. Part of it sounds really nice. I mean, the first part makes you sound like a complete idiot, but the running away together bit was sweet as a nut.
So what happened? Did you get your girl? Or did you just look down and realize that you had John Denver record?
Yeah, mate, what happened? It was kind of hard to tell. She's got these eyes where one was sort of looking at me, paying a bit of interest, while the other one was still watching the movie.
Oh, yeah, cockeyed.
Well, I was hoping so. Well, eventually at least, but one step at a time. There was no need to rush. But then a few of the other kids seen what I'd done and started to laugh, and then by this stage I'd got too involved in the character, so I just got up and ran out of class, and I just felt like running for some reason, and what I was doing seemed to make sense to some people, so I got company, and then after that I got more company, and then even more people joined in, and somebody later told me that it gave people hope, and someone else just said that while I was gone, Jenny kissed Robert O'Toole, and he later shagged her, and they've had 4 kids. So.
Oh, Jesus wept.
So was Mora's fuck's sake. So as more is unravelled about Timmy's ridiculous background, we gathered up a bunch of people from Human Resources and told them to go fuck off, while Pronto rode his wild stallion around to Kev and told him to read the script properly to get the full context of the emu shooting conversation, to which he came back a little red-faced and told the crew what he's found.
Okay, so you won't believe what I've found. In fact, you'll never guess it.
I know what it is. Yep.
Yes, Jim.
It's Tim. Hey Kev, hey, was it an army tank that shoots out candy?
Don't be stupid.
Was it a pile of coiled up rope that stands up like a snake when you play a tin whistle and gets circled by a hissing mongoose? I bet that's what it was.
Dude, what the fuck?
Oh, I've got it. 17 dwarves. This is good. 17 dwarves that can all connect together to make one big, transformer.
No.
Maybe it's a door, and when you open it, there's a couple of Jehovah's Witnesses there waiting to tell you to fuck off.
Yes, mate. That would be great. Love that.
That's a big no.
Well, is it a man in a palm tree then?
Ridiculous. This man has absolutely no imagination.
Oh, piss off, mate.
Pathetic.
Dickhead. It was a man in a palm tree. I wrote the fucking thing. Let's go.
Just follow me, lads.
So as the boys follow Kev down the beach, he points out what he's found. In one direction, there's 5 young blokes trying to make a living as a boy band. In the other, there's a man in a tree having a conversation with a possum. The seagull circles, the crabs shuffle, and the Japanese bloke having whale for breakfast unknowingly cuts into and eats one of Geppetto's fingers, whilst a silent Pinocchio lays as still as he could, as still as he can, whilst watching this horror unveil right in front of his wooden eyes. Oh, Jesus.
See, the problem I have with housing where I live is the lack of open spaces.
At least you have a path leading up to your front door. We have to learn the highway just to get inside.
Yeah, true. Did you grow up here?
Nah, mate. I've been all over. North, south, west, you name it. I've been there.
East? What about east?
Nah, never been east.
You've never been east? Oh, it's good in the east. You don't know what you're missing out on. Everything's Easter in the east. Eastern medicine, Eastern Europeans, the East End boys, West End girls. I mean, the girls were obviously visiting from the west, but that's how good the east is. You really should go there one day.
Yeah.
Hey, this is a nice tree though, mate. Great views, nice breeze. I can see why you picked it. You been up here long?
No. First time up here. I just ran up when I seen you coming. Almost found myself when you climbed up after me. I thought, oh no, I'm going to have to jump, risk a broken neck and all that. But then I seen you crying and I thought, oh no, he's just lost.
What? No, I wasn't crying. Not a chance. It was probably just sweat, mate. In fact, I haven't cried since I watched the movie Benji in 1974. There you go.
That was the one about the dog, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, some people just said it was just a movie about a dog, but man, that dog could fucking act. So much more refined than that bitch Lassie. And bingo, ha! I mean, sure, the song was great. There was a farmer who had a dog. Bingo was his name, oh. B-I-N-G-O, 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 and bingo was his fucking name. Ha! That was in 5-4, you cunts. Ah, but come on, he was no Benji.
You know I read for that role.
What? Wait, you're not a fucking dog?
Yeah, I know. I was hoping they wouldn't notice.
So as the island's newest visitors settle into one of the most sensible conversations the show has heard thus far, the camera pans towards the men nestled in the dunes, with Kevin pointing towards the tree, the possum, and the stranger.
See, over there, there's a dude sitting in the top of that palm tree.
Oh, yes, Kevin, I see him. Well spotted.
Yeah, he must have been bitten by sandflies.
Does that make you climb trees?
What the fuck?
Getting bit by sandflies.
Why would you get bitten by sandflies to make you climbing tree?
Well, he said it.
Yeah, only because Gav's seen his spots. I mean, I must say, Gav, you have extremely good eyesight.
The latest in breaking news. As we're all aware, Gav Cross has gone radio silent, which is odd behaviour for a full-grown adult. Here at Shipwrecked, we've done our best to try and locate Gavin by putting his head on the side of a milk carton, but still no leads as yet. What we will have to do is replace the word Gav in Kevin's line to the word Brad. We will use some special editing to make sure this is done seamlessly, so the brain is tricked into believing that it wasn't done at all. Thank you. Back to the show. Okay, boys, we'll go back to Ivan's line about getting bit by sandflies. And action.
Why would you get bitten by sandflies to make you climbing tree?
Well, he said it.
Yeah, only because
Brad.
I've seen his spots. I mean, I must say,
Brad.
you have extremely good eyesight. That must be at least 30 yards.
No, Kev, I said well spotted. Like, well spotted.
And I said, yeah, he must have been bitten by sandflies.
Hang on, I'm confused. Does that make you climb trees?
What you talking about?
John Wilson.
Getting bit by sandflies.
Jesus wept.
Indian call centre. Sorry, love.
Oh, Jesus wept.
So as the boys sit on what seems to be like a merry-go-round, Brad and Tim have found a chainsaw that Jimmy used to rescue but ended up cutting off Kev's leg in episode 8 and was also brought back in episode 20 to cut up Basil Butler's cow, Daisy. John quickly mouths the words, "Don't worry, lads, I have a plan. I've got it all worked out." But Ivan just thinks he's chewing gum and asks him for a piece. Whilst up in the sky, the seagull tries to mount a drone and gets his knob cut off in the propeller. The stupid sex pest. Seagull, go back to chasing chips. John tries to mouth the same words again, and just like our Russian cosmonaut, Kev also asked for some gum. After trying a third time for the same result, John says,
I was mouthing the words, "Don't worry, lads, I have a plan. I've got it all worked out."
Yeah, I got that, but I thought I heard Ivan and Kev say something about chewing gum.
Look, I haven't got any fucking chewing gum, okay? What I've got is a plan, right? I'm going to sneak over there to the palm tree very quietly and cut it down, yeah? Then we'll ask the strange man what he's doing here on the island. Is everybody okay with that?
Why don't you politely ask him to come down from tree? Maybe he says yes, no?
Because, Ziggy Stardust, I've got a fucking chainsaw. Jesus Christ, where's your sense of adventure?
Where is my adventure? I am Ivan, cosmonaut from outer space.
Oh, yeah, whatever. So maybe it was a bad choice of words.
Look, what Ivan probably means, if he's bothered to listen back to the previous episodes, the last time a chainsaw was used to cut down a tree on this island, Kev lost his leg.
And James got him a replacement. What's your problem?
Well, I'm just saying...
Brad?
Yes, mate?
What do you say, chainsaw or not?
Chainsaw, definitely. I think it's a great plan, especially if he's stubborn or suicidal. I mean, why would we bother wasting a whole episode trying to talk him down? Plus, it looks like he's talking to himself up there, so he's either sunstruck or insane. Cutting him down at this point would probably be doing him a favour.
Okay, it's settled then. Great. I'm going in, boys. Wish me luck.
Oh, good speed, mate.
Oh, fuck no, don't offer him that, Tim.
Mind if I take quick schnortsky then?
No, mate, go for your life. Man down. Man down.
Jesus Christ. So as a stealthy John Wilson makes his way towards the palm tree, up in the fronds, the stranger talks the price of property development on the environment with the possum, while up in the sky the seagull swiftly exits stage left with his freshly bandaged knob as a wayward wedge-tailed eagle swoops down onto the scene and takes the possum mid-sentence.
Yes, and negative gearing and fucking mortgages and the price of property development on the environment is far greater than what the fuck me.
Which gives John the perfect chance to jump in and quietly start his saw.
What the fuck? Hey, hello, up here. I'm in this fucking tree.
You're coming down, copper. There's nothing I can do. I'm halfway through.
Copper? What?
So as the tree comes down and the stranger hits the deck without being crushed, John stands as proud as a Canadian logger with his foot perched on the log and his saw slung up on his shoulder, which looked impressive until he burnt his ear on the hot exhaust pipe and let out a yelp. Ow! The rest of the men gather around the stranger as he gingerly picks himself up and sits on the log. Good work, John. Now, Brad, do you think, seeing as though Gav left us in the lurch, big time, that I could possibly have a go at the next scene?
Sorry, guys. Just take a break for a quick second. Well, have you got any acting experience?
Yes, I was in a school nativity play back at primary school many years ago, and some said I stole the show, in fact.
Jesus.
No, I was a background sheep, but I got a bit freaked out in the costume due to being mildly claustrophobic back then, and that mixed with the flickering light just left of stage caused me to have an epileptic fit, which some people remarked looked like a very small version of a wooden bull in a Chinese shop, which made no sense to me when I was later told. I had no time for comments like that or anything but making sure I didn't swallow my own tongue whilst I bucked past little baby Jesus and the two wise men.
2 wise men? Isn't there meant to be 3?
Well, yes, but it turns out one of them lost his title when he didn't sidestep like his 2 mates and got headbutt in the family jewels by a runaway sheep, a.k.a. me. All ad-libbed, no formal training. Am I in, Nora? Am I in?
Fuck it. You're in. What are you feeling?
Well, I'm glad you asked this. I was thinking along the lines of a Clint Eastwood type setup. Maybe the good, the bad, and the ugly type thing.
What about a Dirty Harry feel? I think you'd do a great Inspector Callahan.
Inspector Harry Francis Callahan. Give me a second. Okay, everybody, positions and action. I know what you're thinking, punk. Has he fired 6 shots? Or only 5? Oh, this isn't going to work. There's a direct reference to a gun that I haven't got. This is ridiculous.
All right, mate, calm down.
How can I work in these conditions?
Hey, what if we just pretend you've fired 5 or 6 shots already?
What about the gun?
Maybe just use your fingers.
And you'd be happy to act intimidated by that?
I mean, sure, if it helps the fucking script.
Well, okay then. Okay. Think character. Okay. Shake it out. Oh. I know what you're thinking, punk. You're thinking, did he fire 6 shots or only 5? Now, to tell you the truth, I've forgotten myself in all this excitement. But being this is a .44 Magnum, the most powerful pretend handgun in the world that will blow your head clean off, you've got to ask yourself a question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do you, punk?
He's moving his hand.
Oh, cut. Top show, mate. Well done. That was awesome.
Yeah, top shelf.
I had chillings in my spine and much trembling in my knees. I was shaking all over.
I'm completely covered in goosebumps.
Has he had the gun this whole time?
Yeah, great job, mate. Really well done.
Oh, thank you very much. I was really worried at first that it wouldn't work, and maybe I'd bitten off more than I could chew character-wise. But when you said to use my hand as a gun, it really I thought at least it really empowered my overall performance. So thank you, thank you very much. Thank you. My name's the narrator, by the way, Dirty Narrator.
You haven't been sent here for touching up kids, have you?
No, fuck no, of course not. I haven't been touching children. I mean, in reference to Dirty Harry.
Oh, I know who you mean. He lived around my way, the dirty pedo. He came to grief when the Robertson brothers caught up with him last July.
Yeah, it's fucking terrible.
Oh, it is it?
No, I mean the bit where he got what was coming to him. The fact that his actions are led to... Look, I said it in reference to Clint Eastwood's character, Dirty Harry.
Well, mate, why didn't you say so? Lovely to meet you in that case. My name's Pixie. Filthy Pixie.
Yeah, in reference to you coming down with the tree and getting covered in sand and all that, I expect.
No, don't ask.
So, as some things are probably left unsaid, and I, the narrator, a.k.a. Dirty Harry, puts his/my gun back into its holster, Kev spots a boat just up the beach, and the men head over to investigate.
Can you just mention that I'm actually dressed like a seasoned Canadian logger for the rest of this episode, please, narrator?
Brad?
Yeah, that's cool, mate. He's earned this one.
Yes! Thank you. And just mention that I now have a certain glow and a charming masculine huskiness to my character.
Is that it?
And, and a 6 o'clock shadow and manly hands.
John, I'm pretty sure it's a 5 o'clock shadow.
Well, not this one, Noddy. It's 1 hour darker.
Oh, Jesus wept.
Jesus Christ. So as some things are probably left unsaid, and I, the narrator, a.k.a. Dirty Harry, puts his/my gun back into its holster, John Wilson stands upright, proud and smartly dressed like a seasoned Canadian logger. He looks out to sea with a certain glow and charming masculine huskiness as the breeze hits his face and filters through his darker 6 o'clock shadow. He waves to the crew with his manly hands, then yells, "Yoo-hoo, wait up!" and swiftly skips towards them like a fucking punce. You can't have everything, son. So as little Lord Fauntleroy catches up, Kev spots a boat just up the beach, and the men head over to investigate. Oh, Jesus.
Hey, look, everyone. Pixie has a boat.
I do have a boat. I got a bit lost and couldn't remember if I went left or right to get back to the resort.
A resort? I think I saw a resort on way down in spaceship. Or, as I like to use more technical term, Sputnik. Or you might say satellite. But back to subject. I think I saw a resort from Sputnik on my way down to Earth. I am thinking it was second last one before here.
You saying there's one here?
No, he's saying this was his last resort. He had no choice, or nor did I. The boat hasn't got much fuel, so I thought I'd pull in and have a bit of a climb and see if I could see anything from the top of the palm tree.
You know, we just thought you were mad. I'm sure I could see you talking to yourself. That's why John put you in the high-risk category and thought it way more sensible to use the chainsaw instead of trying to coax you down.
I wasn't talking to myself, you fucking maniac. I was engaged in quite an intelligent conversation with a possum. Well, until mid-through discussing the price of property development on the environment when a massive eagle came down and plucked him out of the tree.
My uncle was a possum trapper. Actually, most of my clothes growing up were made out of possum skin.
I was actually going to ask, is that singlet Kev's wearing genuine dingo skin?
Sure is, 100% hand-scun and never washed.
Nice one. And the legs?
Genuine emu, straight from Australia, mate.
Crazy, gobber. Actually, speaking of crazy, do you know what I found out while I was up the tree? Get this. The possum I was talking to, right, his third cousin on his mother's side turns out to be one of me fucking slippers. Imagine that.
I know, how crazy is it? They spend their whole life trying to get inside your roof. Now he resides in your house, dead as a doornail, and still walks around in your living room.
Well, that's a success story in my eyes.
When you say your eyes, are they originals or...?
Yes, Pixie, this is Kevin's original head. It's a case of once bitten around here. Keep your enemies close, and our old friend Jimmy Poodle, who is currently MIA, even closer. Kevin is what you'd call a wise old owl at this point.
Looks like it only cost him 2 legs.
So did Jimmy take both?
No, one was a shark. The other was a poodle.
Just a quick note, you blokes. We've used that shark and poodle line before, so I don't want to be that bloke who puts out recycled material. But just be aware, we're trying to run a professional show here, and if anyone's heard it before, they're going to talk and rumours start, and then they'll drop us down a notch in the charts, which at this point will make us fall completely off the fucking scoreboard.
Relax, mate. I deliberately put it back in there in case we got some new listeners who didn't know the background of Kev's legs.
Well, I just hope you know what you're doing, that's all.
Yeah, trust me. Kev, say that line about Omid having a boat again. Let's get back on track here, boys.
Jesus Christ, that's 2 strikes, not 9 lines apart. Let me warn you this. If this continues, I'll walk. Simple as. I don't want to be that bloke who points out recycled material, but just
Hey, didn't you already say that?
I'll stop talking, Kevin, and just say the line for fuck's sake. Christ me. I mean, Christ's sake, fuck me. Jesus.
Well, would you look at that? Pixie has a boat.
Yeah, but there's only 4 seats.
Plus, he said he's lost. I don't want to go bumping around a fucking ocean without any leg room. Also, Kev, those seats don't look emu-friendly to me, mate. So once again, no thought has gone into your escape from this island. Eh?
Oh, I'm sick to death of this fucking nice guy routine. Look, this isn't tourist information, mate. You can take your boat and fuck off.
Oh, okay.
John Wilson, don't you dare talk to my colleague like that.
Colleague?
Yes, colleague. We done a scene together. You heard it. I was Dirty Harry. Don't forget it. Punk.
Fuck me, he gets one scene and thinks he's Clint Eastwood. Jesus.
Go on, get in your boat and piss off. There's not enough room on here for another mouth to feed, so best be on your way, eh? Hey, just start up the boat, set sail into the fucking sunshine, sunset, over the fucking horizon, just fire her up and hit the 7 seas, eh? Right back to the resort, straight up into the port, straight across the borders. We'll try not to get caught, eh?
Hey, is your mate stable? He's actually trying to get in me boat while he's fucking talking.
No, he's not. We can only apologise on his behalf. Having said that, maybe we could give you a bit of this stuff, and you could see fit to take it with you.
Hey, this is Monopoly money. It's no good to me.
What if you get stuck during game of Monopoly?
What do you mean, get stuck?
Oh, land on Mayfair with a couple of motels on it. You can't see any way out. Pressure turns up. The kids and wife are looking at you as the main breadwinner of the house, but you know you're in bad financial difficulty. The kids will turn to drugs. The wife will move in with your best mate. The dog will get put down, and then bingo, you remember the stash you got from the boys on the island. Quickly pull it from the sock, pay the rent, save the marriage. Take it now. Thank us later. Take it. Oh my God! How much more do I have to sell this fucking thing?
Wife and kids. That whole family analogy thing makes no fucking sense. I'm a raging homosexual. I am a visitor to Vegemite Valley, a pillow biter, a mattress muncher, a fucking chocolate cha-cha dancer.
Oh, well, you're certainly qualified. There's nothing wrong with that, Pix.
What, the whole family analogy not making sense? Of course there is. It doesn't make fucking sense.
No, not the family monopoly thing, for fuck's sake. The part about you being gay.
What about it?
Well, I was just saying there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, but who said there was?
Well, I think you'll find the Christians and their God have varying opinions on the way you look at men, but then their priests like to touch young boys. So I guess right and wrong depends more on age and faith than consent and free will. But what I was getting at was we need to keep this ship moving along, so perhaps just take the money, take the monopoly money, thank him, and let's get past this bit. Ivan?
Take it.
Cheers, geezer.
Niema ništa problema.
I'm still not keen on taking your mate John back, though.
Yeah, I don't blame you for that.
Hey, there's a fiddle in here.
Yes, mate, just put it down.
Have you ever played this on the roof, then?
Well, as a matter of
Because
fact,
with one stage around the Whittle, I was known as the fiddler on the roof, eh? Hey, Pix. And I didn't have one of these, if you know what I mean. Hey, Pix, the Whittle fiddler. Hey, come down from there, John, they'd say. Come down from there, John. Hey, put some pants on.
Give me that fucking clown.
Oh, Jesus wept.
So, as John gets removed after lodging himself under the bow of Pixie's boat amongst the life jackets and flare kit. Flare kit? Fuck me, Tim, did you hear what I just said? There's a flare kit in the boat, and you haven't had many lines, mate, so get in there and get your feet wet. Just don't be nervous and breathe. Make sure you breathe and don't dress in a sheep's costume. And keep your eyes off the lights, especially the flicking ones. Good luck, son.
Oh, sweet ass. Check these flares out, John.
Lovely. I could do with a new set of trousers.
But don't be stupid, they're emergency boat flares.
Well, in that case, I hope they come with a matching sailor's hat.
Oh, just stop it and help me get this fuel tank out of the way so I can grab these flares. Oh, Christ, now it's leaking on me. John, grab hold of this.
Oh, as the actor said to the fish. Oh! Christ, Tim. I was just trying to lighten the mood, man.
I've got no time to fuck around, John. There's fuel everywhere and I've been given this chance to act, so don't muck it up for me. Quickly, take the leaking fuel tank away from the boat. Quickly!
Well, fuck off. Don't come waltzing in here thinking you can let off nervous energy by swearing at me, new boy. I've been here since episode 4, mate, so shut it. And you're only here because the power's gone out in Ireland, and don't you forget it.
What?
Oh, forget it.
I have, mate, but I'll tell you one thing, John. You may have longevity on this island, and you may have become incredibly handsome over this episode, but your attitude has certainly changed for the worst.
Well, that's what comes with great beauty and confidence, mate. A trait that you'll never have to experience. Now get out of my sight, elephant man.
Oh, really, John? Talk about the pot calling the kettle black.
Oh, yeah? Coming from the bloke who tied records to his hands and feet and pretended to be an elephant. Piss off, Noddy.
So according to you, we are not so different.
What does that even mean?
Your ears?
Oh, fuck off, Tosser.
So as John laces up and skates across the thin ice of Lake Touchy Bloke, the other fellas stand around as Pixie Jenkins tries on Kevin's genuine dingo skin singlet. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, let me have a go at that genuine dingo skin singlet. Oh, fuck me, you weren't wrong about never washing this thing, mate. It stinks. I mean, it's very manly and, might I say, musky. I mean, it hits you right in the throat, like, well, it doesn't matter. Very, pungent, thick, almost, but not quite.
Now as Pixie finishes saying in liquid and carrot what he couldn't say in words, he wipes clean his chin as the boys realise why Kev runs everywhere, to outrun the stench of the singlet. Brad points skywards and says, "Look!" No, he doesn't. He says, "Look, there's an aeroplane overhead. Timmy, quickly, light the distress flare." And our island newcomer lights the distress flare whilst John makes a joke about a distress flare that makes Timmy lose concentration and drop the flare into the boat, which catches the spilt fuel on fire and flames chase the drops all the way to the fuel tank that a lazy John Wilson was supposed to move well clear of the scene. The fire is fast, hot, and the crew of the boat cannot be seen. What will happen? Will they burn to a crisp? Will John's face end up looking like one built out of melted plastic? Who knows and who cares? In a classic case of easy comes, easy goes, the Canadian beauty from the Wirral gets put on the calendar and thrown in the bin all in the space of one show. Perhaps that will teach him for requesting that I had to say all those attractive things about that attractive, gorgeous man. And I'll find it hard to sleep now. It's happened before. Reverse perversion at its finest. Oh, Christ. Oh, who the fuck put that up there? Jesus
Hello,
Christ.
comrade. My name is Eva. I see bell put on door like trick.
Oh, no, I didn't. I haven't got a clue what you're talking about. Oh, unless you mean that dinging brass thing that nearly fell into my fucking head, because in that case, yes, of course I fucking found it. Why would you put that up there, you dickhead? This is a Mrs. Bolton's corner shop, for fuck's sake. Now get away from the door and don't put it up there again.
It was just meant to be a joke, like pushing Igor out of Sputnik during orbit.
Well, there's my boat gone. I guess there's no chance of using the phone to make a call.
I haven't got a phone, sorry. There's nothing I could... Excuse me, Pix. Hello? Yes, I rang before to order a pizza. Shipwrecked. Shipwrecked, are you fucking deaf? Yes, meat lovers. Yes. Okay, thank you.
What about that one?
What one?
That that one, that phone.
What phone? What about it?
Can I use that phone there to make a call?
Well, you could if it were a real phone, but this doesn't actually work. It's just a prop.
But I just saw you use it. You were ordering a fucking pizza.
What the fuck is this? You having a get together after leaving me to burn in a boat fire? You play a song called Good Riddance in the background. Turn that crap off.
Well, I never doubted your return, mate. I had an idea you'd be back.
Well, I'm not happy.
Yeah, well, which one of them are you then, eh?
What are you on about, mate? It makes no sense.
Yeah, well, it would if he was shorter.
How much shorter?
A fair bit shorter, and if you had 6 of your mates of the same height with you.
Brad, what the fuck are you on about?
It's a Snow White joke, for fuck's sake. I was trying to lighten the mood.
We've just upset the entire little person community, dickhead.
I wasn't talking about kids, you fool. It's the 7 dwarves, you maniac. It's a fairy tale.
Oh, now he's attacking the gay community.
Oh, Jesus wept.
You know, before this whole thing, I never heard the phrase Jesus wept. Miss Petrocelli. God damn that guy. I wish I knew where the hell fuck he was. He's a good man. Good man.
I believe he's out in Cumbria training dolphins. Let's put it on the long list of people who've disappeared, Kevin. Come in.
Just your pizza delivery.
Just pop it on the table there, son. Pix, can you pay for that?
I thought you said your phone didn't work.
I've been known to say a lot of things, Pixie Jenkins. I didn't know you meant that phone. Thought you meant the other one.
Hey, this is just Monopoly money. This is no good to me.
What if you get fucking stuck during a game of Monopoly?
What do you mean, get stuck?
Oh, you know, land on Mayfair with a couple of motels on it. You can't see any way out. Pressure turns up. The kids and wife are looking at you like the main breadwinner of the house. But you know, you're in bad financial difficulty. The kids will turn to drugs. The wife will move in with your best mate. The dog will get put down. And in bingo, you remember the stash you got from the boys on the island. Quickly pull it from the sock. Pay the rent. Save the marriage. Take it now. And thank us later. What do you say?
I'm a pizza boy. I haven't got a wife and kids.
So as another day ends on the island, the boys eat pizza and slap the little Albanian pizza boy on the back for bringing a little bit of comic relief to their otherwise mundane lives. I only hope John's taking notice.
Englishman, Irishman, Scotsman walk into the bar and the barman says, "What is this? A joke?" Hey, come on.
Next week on Shipwrecked. Shit. Who knows, who cares, and who's turning up or dropping off next? All these questions and not much more on the next episode of the show voted least likely to succeed on the Spreaker, iTunes, and Spotify charts. Thank you to everyone involved and anyone else who listens. All the best to the two of you. Be kind, be well, and watch out for people reaching into their socks while they're about to go bankrupt in a game of Monopoly. Join us next week for another dodgy episode of Shipwrecked. Shit. Jesus. Oh.
Hey, mate, don't forget to do that end bit.
I know, I'll do it now. Jesus Christ. Shipwrecked is an inflatable lady production written and produced by Brad Maclean, using the magnificent voices of John Wilson, Kevin Thomas, David Waite, Pixie Jenkins, Manfred Vijars, Darcy Maclean, Brad Maclean, and the narrator, especially the narrator. And he'd like to say thank you to everybody who's listening, and don't forget to buy the box set, out next June or possibly August. So just in time for a perfect stocking filler for Christmas. So get your checkbook out, write the check out to the narrator, care of Shipwrecked. Oh.